Association with 27 points, 13 rebounds. Joel Embiid has proven himself to be a force within this generation of big men. Last night, he had strong words after matching up with Miles Turner of the Pacers. Take a listen, y'all.
He's a great player, and I have a lot of respect for him, but I say this respectfully, but that's a matchup that I've dominated, my whole, since I got to the league. Great defender, he leads the league in blocks, should be up there when it comes to defensive player of the year, and that's also one of my goals, to be defensive player of the year. So in those type of matchups, that's where you take advantage. You got to take advantage of those matchups, especially if, I have my eyes set on being a defensive player of the year.
All right, Max, I know he was your MVP favorite at one point. I don't know if he still is, but that got us thinking about dominant big men. So I want to ask you this. Do you think Embiid is a more skilled big man than Shaq?
Yes, and I want to be very clear. Shaquille O'Neal was better in his NBA than Embiid is in this NBA. Okay, are we clear? For the same people who want to give Mel Kiper grief because he makes a comparison to Tom Brady. Oh, you can't. Shaquille was better in his day than Embiid is in this day. But if we're just talking skills, yes, the answer is yes. Embiid is a more all-around skillful player. Now, Shaq was an underrated passer. He was a very good passer. I always thought of him as a good passer. But Embiid has become a much better passer. In terms of their dominance in the paint, no one ever was as dominant if they got the ball down low than Shaquille O'Neal. But Embiid, in this NBA in particular, is also impossible. He's a legit 7-footer, Stephen A. 250. He's a 7-footer and a wide body, and he's in shape now. But so the down low skills are there, and he's shooting fewer threes, and he's more down in the paint than before. And as a result, he's at the line more than ever before, and he's shooting 86%. Free throws, much better than Shaquille O'Neal ever did. And even though he's shooting fewer threes, like 2 or 3 a game, 2.5, 3 threes a game, he's hitting them at like 40% or a little better even right now, Embiid. The difference primarily between Shaq and Embiid in terms of all-around skill is Embiid can shoot. In fact, there's never been in the history of the NBA a 7-footer who's a big 7-footer, not a power forward, a center, who can play with his back to the basket with the all-around skills of Embiid. I'm cheating a little bit there because Duncan and Olajuwon more like, a little shorter. Embiid can do everything you want a center to do. He's the most skilled, legit 7-foot wide body ever.
My response to that is Joel Embiid can shoot the ball better away from the basket. He's clearly a better free throw shooter. And so if you want to look at it from a skilled perspective, meaning they're both over 7 feet tall and Embiid could do a little bit more, will I argue with you when you made the points that you make? No, not at all. Here's my retort to it, however. I don't give a damn. It means nothing. Because it ain't about what you can do. It's about what you actually do. And Shaquille O'Neal was 7'1", 320 pounds, was a man amongst boys, and played like it every night for the vast majority of his career. He treated you like the child you were compared to him. He wasn't some pretty boy with a curly afro pulling up from 20 or 23. He wasn't sitting up there trying to dance and dribble the ball on the perimeter and had to wait until a coach got fired and they got tired of getting swept in the playoffs to learn that you're supposed to have your big butt down low and be a man amongst boys. I recall Joel Embiid going on national television and saying, Shaq's right. Get your big behind back down in the post and be a man and manhandle these young boys. Because compared to you, they are boys. You making them look like men because you're not playing as hard as you can play. You are not dominating them, which was why Shaq at the time, about a year and a half ago, Max, if you recall, sat up there and said if he had to take off his Superman cape and give it to somebody it would have been the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo because he goes in the hole and treats boys like they are boys. What we're seeing from Joel Embiid now, you applaud him for it, Max. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it because I love Joel Embiid. What I'm saying is that it also illuminates what he hasn't done. But he could have done it all along. Did he gain extra pounds? Did all of a sudden he acquire skills he didn't have? These things that you're seeing from Joel Embiid right now are skills he had last year, skills he had the year before, skills he had the year before that. And when healthy, he still didn't use them. So when you sit up here and you talk about Joel Embiid and what he's doing, what you're missing is that the ultimate indictment against him is that he didn't learn and acquire something new. Doc Rivers came to the Philadelphia 76ers and said, yo, what the hell are you doing? Get the ball and do what you're supposed to do.
You're
That's
talking
what
about,
Doc said.
Look, I
and
respect
that's the
it.
difference.
I respect it because you're talking about an attitude. I'm not comparing their attitude. I'm talking about skills.
I'm not saying
and
that
by
you
the
are.
way,
Hold on. I'm not saying that you're comparing the attitude. I'm saying you must. I'm saying you're omitting it and just talking about his skill.
Yeah,
if
because
you have
that's the question.
That's like somebody learning from Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman, you're teaching them boxing. You're teaching them oratorical skills and what have you. And you even invite them to Columbia with you. And then they get on the air and they start mumbling like Shaq. You'd have a problem with that because you know they know better.
But look,
you know they know
Stephen A.,
better.
I understand your point, but I am just talking about skills. I'm making a specific point about skills. At his size, there's never been anyone like Embiid. And in this NBA, Stephen A., the offensive skills are just half of it. He's the best defender in the league probably this year. And think of how versatile you have to be defensively now compared to back in the day as a big today. I didn't think it was possible for a back-to-the-basket type guy, which Embiid can do, to be an MVP. But right now, I think he is. I saw him put a move. I brought this up yesterday. I saw him put a move on Cleveland over the weekend. A step-back, mid-range jump shot, and I didn't know it was Embiid at first. I thought it was a guard or a forward. What? That's Joel Embiid? His skills, we've never seen anything like it in a package like this. And the fact that he can apply it in the modern NBA, both ends of the floor, all I'm saying is we're seeing something new.
Fine. And here's my retort to that. Max Kellerman, Joel Embiid is shooting 52% from the field this year. Do you realize that's the first time in his career he shot better than 50% on the season?
Because he moved inside.
Shaquille O'Neal shot better than 52 or 50% from the field the first 17 years of his career.
Yeah.
17
all high
years.
percentage shots, I get it.
But what I'm saying is, knowing who you are and dominating from that perspective, you gotta, when you look at the skill, I'm saying you can applaud it. I'm saying it's an indictment against Embiid because the skills have been there. You could have been doing this. Philly might
beat him up over what he was or what he is now.
Philly might have been to the finals 2 years ago.
You want to give him his flowers for what he is now, or you want to beat him up for what he was?
But we got a guest coming up. I know we could do this all day. It's good. I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off, but I got to. All right. We'll take a breath. We might have to revisit this one. Cold star Darius Leonard joining us in just a bit. Max Kellerman, he's real excited about his new quarterback, Carson Wentz. Can't wait to talk to him about that. And this is a fun one. Who's the most capable of scoring 100 points in a game? Harden, Booker,